Okay, here we go. All right, so really quick, I've been developing websites for a while, and every client site is a little bit different. They all want to do different things to their site. They all want to do, besides just the theme and the plugins, they want to do different types of administrative stuff and change the look and feel. Plenty of snippets out there. You can Google them. You can put them in your functions.php file. You can install multiple plugins. It just started to get crazy. So in the last week or so, I came with this idea to, build a plugin called WordPress Helpers. I think will be kind of fun. Most of the stuff you see here, you're going to go, oh, this would be really cool, or oh, I've done this. But this should make your life easier. Again, if you're a developer and you have clients, it's a really good way to kind of lock down the site a little bit. It's powered by a plugin called Picklist, which is a plugin that my partner and I have written. So this is our first public plugin built on Picklist. So first, let's see, is WordPress Helpers for you? So first, are there any Jabber users here? Okay, so you have two. What's Jabber exactly? That's a good point. This plugin's for you. How often do you guys use the calendar widget in WordPress? How many times do you drag that little calendar over to the sidebar and think it's going to do something cool and it just puts up a calendar that makes no sense? Okay, good. Okay, this plugin's for you. Who uses Windows Live Writer to blog? Windows Live Writer. Who uses it? Who's installed Windows Live Writer on their computer and blog? Okay, this plugin's for you guys. Is your WordPress dashboard, the dashboard, is it cluttered? Is like too much stuff going on there, all these widgets, right now, all this other stuff? It is, right? Okay, this plugin's for you. Yeah. And when it says Howdy in the top, I mean, it's fine, but how many times have you given it to a client site and they've gone, why does it say Howdy and how can I change it to be more professional? I hear that multiple times a year. Okay, this plugin's for you. And do you just want to take more control of WordPress? We all do, right? Make it easy for you. Okay, so like I said, it's powered by a plugin called Picklist. You're going to have to install Picklist first to run helpers, but I think you're going to be really happy with it. And now we're going to go to the demo. So really quick. Hopefully this will work, and we'll all be very happy. All right, so like I said, it's just a standard WordPress plugin in the repo. You install Picklist. You install WordPress Helpers. It's already a version 1.01, released today, because I left some code in there that shouldn't have been there, so I had to remove it. So when you install the first, it's going to be under Tools and Helpers. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of these things right now. The first is that admin bar in the front of the site. You know, the admin bar has been great. It's definitely, I do think it has its place, but a lot of people do not love it. Do we have internet? There we go. This bar right here. Easy way to get rid of it, remove it, and it's gone. Set it and forget it. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Well done. All right. This admin bar in admin, this is a lot harder to get rid of, so we don't do that. It's really built into core, and you don't really want to get rid of it. But you can take control of it. This little comments bubble, that could be a little bit annoying. So we're going to get rid of that right now. So that's gone. Howdy, up here. You know, that's nice, but I want to be a little bit more professional than that. Just a little bit more. I just think it would be better that way. Who remembers WordPress 2.5? What's the one? 2.6? 2.5? Okay, great version. Post IDs for your posts and your content. In case you don't know what the IDs are, every post you have, everything has an ID in the WordPress database, and a lot of plugins actually require that ID. And in WordPress, I think it was 2.5, it was removed. So it's not here anymore. So there's nothing on my sleeves. I'm not even wearing sleeves. And if you just click on here with Show IDs, they will all show up. Voila. Not only are they showing up, some of them, believe it or not, are sortable. You can sort by the ID if you need to find one. So this is for posts, any category or tag, media, links, pages, users. Some of the stuff is not sortable, and that's just because WordPress doesn't allow it for certain content. But one checkbox, you get this in. You may not want to keep that on all the time, but you may just need it to change a setting or something, and then you just go right back and you remove it. You uncheck it. This makes my life a lot easier when I'm using plugins. There are plenty of plugins that you can use that for. The theme switcher. How many people have clients that call you up and just say everything's wrong, the world is falling apart, and it turns out it's because they switched their theme by accident? Well, if you give them admin access, well, there's no way around that. But in WordPress Multisite, you will be able to disable you'll disable the theme switcher. I can't do it now because I am super admin, but you can disable it in a multi-site environment. And then, of course, there are also these little screen options tabs, which are fun, but honestly, a lot of times I found them to cause issues. Things disappear. If you check the wrong box, you could change the columns, and they just cause a lot of problems. Well, sometimes you just need to remove those as well. As soon as that we have internet and it saves. So screen options walk into a bar. So and they're gone. Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you. We're going to put those back because I need them for another demo later on. So we have a couple more tabs to go through. I'm going to go through really quick. So that WordPress dashboard, it's really great, and it's 2 columns, but you can change it to anything you want. Let's say we want to force 1 column. We just want to make it 1 column and force it. It's there. It's forced, and not only that, the option to change it is gone. So it's locked down. You can't do anything about that. This right now widget is kind of fine, but the recent comments is sort of annoying, so why do I need that? And honestly, I don't use Quick Press either, so I'm going to remove those guys from the dashboard as well. See how you can take control of your site really easy? It's like pretty cool, right? And if you're a developer and you have clients, this is amazing because you're really lucky. I get calls all the time of people just weird things disappearing and things changing, and it's just because they went exploring one day. So sometimes it's best to lock it down. Let's talk about writing. You can do the same thing. This was actually this is a true story. Not that all my others have not been, but client calls me up in a panic. The publish box is gone. It's gone. Nowhere it left the building. It's gone. And it didn't go. They changed it. They decided one day to play around. Oh, I changed it. And they set it to 1 column. And when you set this to 1 column, the publish box goes all the way down to the bottom of the screen. Yeah, exactly. So you can lock it at 2, which is great. I can also set the visual editor. Let's say I just want to set it to the HTML editor. I don't want them to use it. That's fine too. In fact, actually, I don't have to dispel. I could just disable the visual editor altogether. You may or may not want to. If you're running a code site, you may want to. Just an idea. You may want to, may not. And this little excerpt box down here, I know there's supposed to be excerpts, but I like to write long excerpts. I do. Right? And this box is way too small for me. So I'm going to increase the size of that box to about 200 pixels. And we'll stop right there for now. So now we have a giant excerpt box, which is nice to have, and we're locked down at 2. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Auto-saving. If you write a lot of posts and you ever looked at your database and you have auto-saving enabled, you have a lot of rows. So for those of you who don't know what auto-saving is, WordPress does something really cool, which is really helpful. It auto-saves your post. So let's look down here. We're looking over here, and we click there. Oh, oops, save, done. I didn't even do anything. It just magically saved it another row in my database. Every time I make a change, another row in my database. Well, I want to get rid of this. Keep in mind, it's already been saved. I mean, it's here. So let's get rid of that. It's a good feature to have, right? I mean, you write a lot of stuff. You don't want to forget to save stuff. But I want to stop that. Let's get rid of that. Oh, hold on. I have to refresh that page, right?
How frequently does it auto-save?
I don't know the answer to that question. Does anyone know that? I think you could set the interval, right? Anyone?
5 seconds?
30-second.
So you do this, and I just click auto-saving has been disabled. No saving until I decide to save it. Also, no visual editor because I decided no visual editor for you today. All right. Some other things you may want to look at. Sometimes you want to default how many you could see here. WordPress does allow that. You can change this here. I'm not sure you guys have seen this. Some people want it high, some people want it low. I like to drive people crazy, so I set it to 1. So it's not bad. It's only bad for people that have like hundreds of posts. So now you only see one there, 3 pages. Pretty cool, right? I mean, you've probably seen a lot of this stuff. Maybe you've searched for hours to find a code snippet to do this. Now you can just search the repository very quickly and get your help. Let's try reading. Reading's fun. This is probably the most popular one, the excerpt length, right? We all want to control the excerpt length. By default, WordPress sets it at 55 words, which kind of makes sense. But if you have a really unique site with a really strict design, words aren't going to work because obviously they're different lengths. So in this demo, we're going to try words. So one thing, this is the 2012 theme, and it doesn't show. It only shows excerpts like on searches and stuff. So we'll just search for this. So here we go. Here's the excerpt. 55 words. Feel free to count. They should be 55. But I don't like that. Oh, I just moved the screen already. I'm going to change it to 5 words because if you really are interested, you will click continue. Oh, hello. Sorry, let's try to 5 words. You can count that. That's easier to count. But if you have a really strict design, you may decide you need it to be characters instead. So we're going to change it to 5 characters instead because you have strict designs. You need it, and that really is the truth. A lot of the magazine-style sites, they really they make it by characters. If you're designing one, this is a feature you can't live without. Can't live without it. Think about that. Can't live without it. Water, food. Let's plug in. Here's something. I'm not sure. Anyone know what a private or protected page is? Yes. Does anyone not know what a private or protected page is? They're really awesome, but they have this one little annoying feature. They tell the world that they're private or protected. So if you have a protected page with a password, WordPress prefixes this automatically. This shows up. You can't do anything about it until today. Or if you have a private page, only logged in users can see it. It prefixes it with this. We're going to remove both of those prefixes because your client's calling you and telling you, I need to get rid of that. It's driving me crazy. So private's gone and protected's gone. Okay. It's a pretty cool plugin, right? Like useful? Like who here doesn't think it's actually useful? Because I need to know why. So I find it incredibly useful. Good, everyone finds it useful. All right. Excuse me?
Can you live without it?
I can't live without it. I hope you can't as well. Discussion, comments. Who wants to close comments on older posts? I mean, who's gonna? If you get a comment on a post you did a year from now, like, who cares, right? Or is it really significant? Or is it spam? Is it spam? Right, could be spam. So let's check that out here. We have 2 posts here. One very detailed, written recently, and one. Let's go down. Sorry. And one that is older. Hello world. This is from July. Took me a long time to craft this post, but I hope you like it. And we have one comment on it, and I decided that I want to close comments on posts that are older than 30 days. Just want them gone. There's no reason to have them. I don't think it's worth it for me to have. So the comment stays, but the box is gone. And you may think this may be gone for all of them, but no. Because newer posts still allow you to do it until it hits the 30-day mark. Okay. Let me ask you another question. Did you know that if one of your commenters types a URL into the comment form, WordPress will automatically change it to a clickable URL? Did you know that? You might have and you might not have. That's all I got. You may or may not have. And a lot of spam users use that as well. So we can turn that off easy with just a check of a box, a flick of a wrist, and a save button. And now that's gone. Oops, sorry. That clickable link is unclickable no more. Really simple to do. All right. We're almost there. We have 4 more tabs, but I'm sure you're excited. This is what I'm talking about with Windows Live Writer and stuff. By default, WordPress puts a lot of links and information into the source code of your theme automatically. That's the easiest way to say it. And you probably heard of things like remove the WordPress version from your source code because it's a security risk. If you're running an old version of WordPress, then hackers know what version you're running. It's true, but you shouldn't be running an old version of WordPress either. But this makes it really easy to remove that kind of stuff. WordPress automatically puts in a link for Windows Live Writer and a really simple. I don't even know what this does honestly, and some other links that you just don't need. And in fact, if you look at the source of your page and remove these, you would see that it could be significant the amount of information that's removed. Just nice. It cleans up your source code. May or may not want to do it, but I like it, and I think it's a good idea. Also, a lot of security plugins will do this automatically for you. But if you don't have them, you will have this, because this is the second plugin you install after you install WordPress. The first one being Picklist, because you need Picklist to run this. Okay, widgets. The WordPress default widgets. They're nice, but there's too many of them, and the calendar widget is not incredibly useful. So, and every plugin you install, with the exception of this one, installs a widget. So you have all these widgets. So let's just get rid of the WordPress default widgets. It's just, we want to clean all that up. Maybe I'm using this as a CRM, maybe I'm not. I don't know. I mean, you can leave whatever ones you want. Let's leave recent posts, because that's probably useful. And then, I mean, that's cleaner, right? It works much better. Just an easy way to get rid of it. Clean up your site. Take control of what you got. Who knows short codes? You guys use short codes? Mm-hmm. You know what short codes are? For those of you who don't know what short codes are, you can place. Actually, it may be easier just to show you. You can. Who set this to 1? This is ridiculous. Okay. You can place a piece of code in your. Who got rid of the visual editor? This is ridiculous. You can put in a piece of code like this in between brackets, and it will do something. Okay. There are shortcodes that come with WordPress. There are plugins that add shortcodes. It will execute something. In this case, what this is executing is the gallery. I'll show it to you. This. Whoop. Sorry. Oh, man. This gallery is being generated by that shortcode. It's a WordPress gallery. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be cool if you could put that in your sidebar or your footer or something like that? Well, WordPress, by default, does not allow you to execute shortcodes in a widget. In a widget or sidebar. It's really useful. A lot of people have written stuff about it. But you don't need to find those articles because you could just do it right now. So as you can see, this theme has a let's find out. Has footer widgets right here. So, I got rid of the wrong one. Let's bring back the text widget. But you see, but you can bring it back so easily. I don't even have to edit code to do that. Just bring it back. I'm gonna use the text widget. If you've seen one of my presentations from a long, long time ago at this meetup, the text widget is like superpowers. Like you could put almost anything into the text widget. It's really cool. And now you can put even more. So I'm gonna take this text widget, I'm gonna put it here, and just write, this is text. So we'll just do that right now. All right, so this shows up on the footer. There it is, this is text. Okay, and now we're going to put in the shortcode in here. And it will not work because we didn't set it yet, but I just want to prove to you. So there it is. It's just sitting there looking weird, and all your visitors are saying, what's up? That's wrong. Let's execute it. Run any shortcode in any widget. It doesn't have to be the text widget. You can actually, if you had to make an image widget or something, you want to load it, you could do that too. Oop. Sorry. Oh, ta-da! So it really is powerful. If you install any of those widget, there's plenty of widget plugins. There are widget plugins that have hundreds, I'm sorry, shortcode plugins. They have hundreds of shortcodes that you may want to use for all sorts of things. It really can be useful to execute them in a sidebar or widget area. Rindy.
How did it know the ID of the gallery?
Because I'm on his page.
Oh.
That was just a flick of the wrist, up my sleeve.
Gotcha.
I clicked on this URL when you weren't looking. All right, users. Here's one of my favorite ones. So this is when it goes back to one of my original questions. Who here is a Jabber user? So it's not only just Jabber, but AIM, Yahoo, Instant Messenger. I mean, these are still relevant, but many people aren't using them, and they're not there. Also, who here, who's changed the color scheme of their admin? You have?
Blue.
Blue, nice, okay. Well, for those of you that haven't, and you want to get rid of that, you can do that too. Let's just get rid of all that stuff. And now it's just a little bit more room there, a little bit cleaner, and a happier client. Especially if you have a client, I mean, the client's like, I don't want Jabber. Why is Jabber there? How come Twitter's not there?
What about adding?
Not yet. Maybe the decision that we haven't decided on adding yet. Right now, it's really just editing and modifying. But there are keep in mind, one thing I didn't tell you about this plugin. As you can see, it's really easy to do stuff, right? Checkbox here and a number here. It's super powerful, but it's also really not super flexible. It's not designed for that. Almost everything you see here, you can find a plugin to do this, and probably be more powerful and give you more options to do it. But this is one plugin that does it really efficiently and really easily, and in a lot of cases, taking away options actually is a benefit. I've found it. Sometimes you spend too much time with options. So if you want to add fields, you may want to get another plugin to do that right now.
And the resource load for this? Between
is very low.
Okay. Good answer.
Good. All right. Feeds. All right. I'm running a CMS. Yeah, I heard you. I hear your pain. So I run a CMS, and and I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of the feed. Actually, let's take a step back. I don't want to get rid of it yet. My theme uses featured images. And featured images, by default in WordPress, do not show up in the theme, which is a real pain. Because if your theme is relying on featured images, every image you're including is in the featured image. And it's not in your feed until today. Voila! Penguins. That's right, penguins in your feed. There's penguins in my feed. That could be a song, like Diddy, a little ditty for P. Diddy. All right, but you know what? Penguins were great at one time, but I've decided I don't want people seeing the penguins anymore, so we're just going to turn off the feed. Gone. All your feeds are gone. Thank you. All right. Any questions? Yeah.
Will this work with BuddyPress?
It will work with BuddyPress, though none of the features, none of the options here are specific to BuddyPress. But yeah, I mean, we'll turn off all feeds. It will manipulate anything in the dashboard and widgets, the default WordPress widgets. Right now, we've concentrated on the default WordPress settings, but nothing like BuddyPress. But it will do the stuff that BuddyPress will do. Yeah.
How does it work with Multisite?
It works well with Multisite.
You just configure one?
You just have to configure each one right now, yes.
No way to do like a blanket setting for all?
Not yet, but it's something we've been thinking about. One of the things, what I'd like you to do before we go forward with this is just that if you go to Picklist.com and on our support forum, like we want ideas. Like these are the ones, honestly, I pulled like all these snippets out from my code library over the last couple of years. Like these are all the things that we've done, and we just made them better. But what do you want to see? Like, what do you need? What do you want as as features? Having a so we go to the forum and you just click on WordPress Helpers. Let us know what you need. Like, let us know what features you'd want. Having a set file that just like locks down for all multi-site, I think that's great. I think that would be awesome, actually. I think it'd be a great feature. So.
What's the way of like copying settings?
Right, so you can copy settings through there. Actually, there is a plugin that allows you to copy settings from one site to another. Yeah, there's a plugins that do that. I don't remember. I mean, there are 100,000 plugins out there, right? You'll find it. Yes?
Is this tool only for, is it for admins or only for super admins? Meaning, can you shut it off for a client so they can't do all these things?
Right now, it's only for admins. It's for the manage options capability, which is the standard capability for this type of stuff. But I have been playing with the idea with of locking down the security somehow. But it gets a little bit tricky. Like, what do? I say, okay, if it's my username, only I get to see it because I'm the developer. But it's it's your website, and it kind of is weird that I would remove that, not give you the option to do it. But in multi-site, like the theme switcher was one thing that we decided to implement. This will remove it for admins. Only super admins will see it. Yeah.
So you'll be happy to hear that this afternoon I was installing a new WordPress site into a website, and I put in, I think, 2011 as the theme, and somewhere in there it said get Piglets. So
Really?
yeah.
I would like to see something that you've installed. I mean, that's amazing. I don't know where that is, but that's really amazing.
And so I clicked on it, and then it said download this zip file, and then it's like, huh?
Are you pulling my leg?
No, I'm
You
totally serious, and I'm not kidding.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll take a look at that. I really don't. Well, I'll take a look at that. Yeah.
Actually, I was going to add to that. On the dashboard, doesn't it usually show you like latest WordPress updates by default? Like, I don't know.
Maybe that's what it was.
Like new plugins, maybe updated plugins.
That's a good one. Yeah. We'll make sure not to turn that off. We're not going to turn that. That's the one we're not turning off. Just reminds. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may give you. Does it tell you which ones are the new ones here? I don't know.
That's my best guess.
That's good. Other questions? Yeah.
Will this work with like a framework like StudioPress? Like, for example, you mentioned earlier the excerpt length, for example. Is that if that is defined in the theme, will this override it, or will the theme override it?
It's a good question, and it tests with every single theme. We designed this plugin to run absolutely, or we hope, absolutely last after everything's run. But there are going to be themes and plugins that are going to fight with it and conflict, and it really is no way around that. So I don't know, but we tried to do our best to make sure this plugin runs absolutely last after everything in WordPress, everything in WordPress loads. Yeah.
Does the plugin write CSS to show how either play would be laid out?
It writes 2 lines of CSS for 2 of the options. I don't remember. I remember one of them. It gets rid of. Hold on here. I set this to default. It only writes 2 lines of CSS. We tried not to use CSS. I don't know where it is. When necessary, we didn't use CSS. We actually removed the action, the hook, the function. But I think it only writes like 2 lines somewhere along here. I don't remember where exactly. Yeah.
Has this been tested on VIP, or would it work on VIP?
It would work on VIP, but it has not been tested on VIP. And they would not want. My experience with VIP is that they would rather you take this type of code and put it into functions.php. And also make it specific. They wouldn't want you to do this kind of stuff. But it should work on PHP. It's object oriented. It's written really well. We spent a lot. It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Any other questions? So really quick before I do this, just a reminder: like if you do install this and you do forget to install Picklist, it will remind you. I just want you. This is not a stupid plugin. So I will deactivate Picklist for you, and it will deactivate itself and let you know. So if you try to install it, it's going to remind you to go get Picklist. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much.